I love black people. I want them to know Christ. And currently, there are not enough black men in America, Christian men, who know enough theology to be able to be qualified to pastor black churches. The black church in America needs to be split up. It needs to go and find a good, God-fearing white church with biblically qualified men so that they can hear the real gospel of Jesus Christ and come to saving faith in him.
White theology emerged out of a social context during the European age of enlightenment back in the 16th, 17th, and 18th and 19th centuries, when Europeans were trying to work out a theology to justify white supremacy. They had been going around the world dominating people of color, going into their lands, enslaving their people, taking their natural resources, and treating them just like they were inhuman. And yet they would go back to Europe and view themselves as pure and holy and close to God and the best thing God has ever created. Talking about a theological construction that is supposed to be rooted in the Bible, but they remove the prophetic and the justice themes of the Bible because those prophetic and justice themes in the Bible contradict their theological construction that put the people that they don't like at the bottom and justify their domination. So that's what white theology is. Here's the problem, that when they brought our people from West Africa to the Americas to enslave them, the idea was that our forebears did not know God. And that couldn't be further from the truth. We knew God. We had God. We understood God. We had a relationship with God. But when they brought us to the America, they imposed upon our forebears this bastardized version of Christianity that was infused and rooted in white evangelicalism. Some of our forebears fooled around and learned how to read for themselves. And they got a hold of that Bible and started reading it and said, this is inconsistent with what white people are doing to us and what they are saying to us about this book and about the God that's revealed in this book. And so you had people who understood the biblical text. And from that biblical text, they began to form their own theologies from their social construction. Whether you're looking at Harriet Tubman, who saw herself as a prophet from God based upon her understanding of that Bible. She saw herself being used by God to resist domination and to lead people to freedom. You got Frederick Douglass, who read that Bible and saw the contradiction that white clergy and white theology had infused in that Bible, moved and empowered by God to resist domination and to resist oppression. That's black theology because it emerged from a black context. Here is what happened, though. You had white clergy and white theologians to diffuse the biblical message of its prophetic edge and infuse it with a soft white evangelicalism that said the way to being Christian is to allow people to dominate you and wait for God himself to come in and deliver you. But you are not to take any initiative to push back against your dominators. Don't take any initiative to push back against your oppressors. And so many of us adopted that white theology and abandoned the black theology that emerged during the slavery period.